Today's Lakshmi class is on Dhana Lakshmi. Hello and welcome to episode 163 of Namaste Yoga. We're continuing our Lakshmi series today with Dhana Lakshmi. And I will start today's class with a testimonial from Facebook from Melody. And she says, "Hi Melissa, I absolutely love your classes. I came across your Yoga for Beginners, How to Do Yoga episode 101 on YouTube. And by the way, thank you everybody on YouTube for watching on YouTube. We hit 1 million views on YouTube this week, so thanks so much for your loyalty there." She says, "I came across How to Do Yoga episode 101 on YouTube a few weeks ago and knew right away that I wanted you to be my yoga instructor. I have done about 6 of your episodes, and I plan to go through all of your videos and do one every day. I'm very new to yoga, but your classes are very helpful. I really appreciate how much time you take to explain the poses and why each pose is necessary. I did the beginners episode 153 today and found it very relaxing and refreshing. I especially enjoyed the poses dealing with feet and stretching out your feet and toes. About 6 years ago, I shattered my heel in a car accident and it damaged a lot of the nerves in my foot. I can't even curl my toes on that foot. That's one of the main reasons why I decided to give yoga a shot. I would like to strengthen my foot and help it become more flexible, along with the rest of my body. Just a few months ago, I began exercising regularly and I was able to work up to being able to jog. My doctors told me I would never run or jog again after my accident. I believe that doing yoga regularly will help me continue to become stronger physically and mentally. Even after these 6 beginner classes, I feel so much happier, relaxed, and just really good about my life and myself. I just wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to take your classes online. You have really already helped me so much, and I know your classes will continue to help me." So thank you so much for leaving your testimonials and especially for leaving your 5-star ratings and comments on iTunes. It helps so much for other people just like you to find us. And that testimonial from Melody really made me think, especially because she was speaking about her feet, about one of the videos that we have in my shop called Feet First, and the specialized videos that we have in my shop. So there's Feet First. There's other videos like yoga for sciatica, yoga for fibromyalgia, yoga for arthritis, yoga for hips arthritis, and they're all available in my shop on my website at melissawest.com. Also, many of the videos that are quite specialized knowledge that work on specialized areas of the body are also available on my membership site. So you might want to just check those out because that's where the really specialized content is. And yeah, just check that out in the shop. If you have an ailment, that's a great place to go look. Okay, thank you to Squeezed Yoga Clothing for our awesome clothes. Today I'm wearing my forest outfit because our story today is about the forest. So I like to call this my forest outfit because I feel like I'm dressed like a tree today. So I've got my Ganesh top on and my capri pants. And also thank you to Dusky Leaf for our yoga mats and blocks. I've got my cork blocks and my really big yoga bag that carries everything with me. I just love it because I can pack everything in it and bring it all along to my filming, and it's just fabulous. So we're going to do our class on Dhana Lakshmi today. I have a fabulous story for you today about a forest dweller. And I want to thank all of you on Facebook who helped me put my story together today, because I just Facebooked yesterday, maybe the day before now. I said, tell me all your yoga poses that remind you of the forest. And all of you helped me come up with today's class because you responded with all the poses that made you think of the forest. And so we're going to do all those poses today. So for today's class, you'll need 2 blocks, and I'm going to get you to lie back in Savasana, and I will share today's story for you. So go ahead and lie back and make yourself comfortable on your back. You can lie with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor if that's most comfortable for you, or you can lie with your legs straight. Just take a moment to tuck your shoulder blades underneath you so that your shoulder blades are cupping your heart. And give your body a moment to settle into the ground and release to gravity. Let yourself arrive here now. Let go of everything that came before. This is your time to focus on your yoga, to receive the teachings. And take a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. So Dhana Lakshmi is the goddess Lakshmi in the form of material wealth or gold. Dhana means wealth. But as per the Rigved, Purush Shukta Dhana is not only wealth in coins, in currency, but even things like the sun and moon, fire and stars, rain and nature, ocean and mountains, rain and nature, river and streams, all of these things are wealth to us. Dhana Lakshmi can also give us inner strength, willpower, talents, virtues, and character in abundance. In the material world, Dhana Lakshmi helps us with wealth and prosperity. So with the grace of Mother Dhana Lakshmi, we will get all things in abundance. So here is today's story. Legend has it that once Goddess Lakshmi and Lord Vishnu had a quarrel. And in anger, Goddess Lakshmi left Vaikuntha, and this is considered to be the ultimate destination of souls who attain moksha or liberation. So it's like the idea of heaven to Westerners. And so Lakshmi came to reside on earth as a goddess. And she came to reside on earth as Goddess Padmavati. Well, soon Lord Vishnu got lonely and came in search of her and resided on earth as a forest dweller. On earth, Goddess Padmavati resided as the daughter of a rich king. Soon Vishnu and Goddess Padmavati met. He wanted to marry her, but as a poor forest dweller, did not have the money to impress the daughter of a king to become his wife. Finally, it is said that Lord Vishnu took a loan from Kubera, the treasurer of gods. Kubera agreed to help under one condition. Lord Vishnu had to agree he could not leave the earth without repaying his debt. Well, soon the debt accumulated, and with interest, Lord Vishnu could never return to Vaikuntha. Finally, Lord Vishnu had to acknowledge the power of debt, and Dhana Lakshmi blessed him. Since this incident, Lord Vishnu is also known as Daridra Narayana. Let's try this again. Narayana, poor Vishnu, as he is indebted to Dhana Lakshmi. It is also said that the offerings that devotees make to Lord Balaji is used to repay the debt of Kubera. Lord Balaji is the form of the Hindu god Vishnu, who destroys the sins of people according to the Hindu scriptures. Lord Balaji is another name for Vishnu when he was incarnated as Venkateswara and appeared for the salvation and upliftment of humanity in the Kali Yuga age. Symbolically, Dhana Lakshmi teaches the importance of treating money, and especially credit, with respect in modern society. Credit is really important, as many of us could never buy a house without a mortgage. But it must be treated with the utmost respect, because it is easy to get out of balance with credit and get upside down in your loans, like Vishnu in the story. It is like water. It is essential for survival, but we can also drown in it. Last week, I listened to a Buddhist Dharma talk by Ajahn Brahm, who encouraged my inner storyteller to flourish. He said, when you tell stories from the scriptures, you can embellish them and make them your own. So, in today's class, I will do this with the story of Vishnu and Lakshmi as we practice our yoga. But before we do that, reflect on the unembellished story. What stands out to you? What seems most important? As you go into your yoga practice today, what intention do you want to take with you as you practice your yoga today? Why are you here? And what do you want to receive from your yoga practice today? So you can start to wiggle and stretch out, but stay lying on your back. And we will begin our embellished story today of Lakshmi on earth living in her castle and Vishnu dwelling in the forest. And the two have already met in my embellished story, and they are in the courting stage of their relationship. In fact, they enjoy spending endless hours in the forest, enjoying each other's company, spending time outdoors, soaking up the beauty and abundance of nature all around them. So their favorite thing to do is spend time in the forest, having lots of dates in the forest. So that's what we're going to do today. That's one of the things that Tim and I love doing the most too. So we go out in the forest and frolic in the forest. So that's what we're going to do today. Spend time in the forest. And we're going to start with bridge pose, and we're going to imagine Lakshmi and Vishnu standing on a cute little wood bridge, arm in arm, watching the water flow by. Just a little romantic scene. Water flowing underneath the bridge for hours as a little romantic couple. So if you have a block, this is a great pose to use a block. So you'll start with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. You place the block between your knees for nice form. And inhale here. Exhale, you're going to press into your feet. And you can even interlace your fingers underneath your body. Roll your shoulders underneath you. And take nice, long, slow, deep breaths. So can't you just imagine a cute little wood bridge and Vishnu and Lakshmi standing arm in arm on the bridge, watching the water flow underneath it. Enjoying the romance of the early courting days. Okay, and then untuck your shoulders. Slowly roll down. Take your block out. And hug your knees into your chest. Hold on behind your knees if you have any issues with your knees, just so that you're not putting any pressure on your knee joints. Relax your shoulders. Keep the back of your neck long. Your chin and your forehead should be on the same level. So you might hear some dripping and rain here today. So last week I think it was minus 15 to minus 20. Today it's 15 degrees here above zero and it's raining. So, we have extreme temperatures here, extreme variations in temperatures. Okay. And then from here, you're going to rock yourself up and come up onto all fours. And one of the most amazing things to do in the forest, especially the forest that you guys imagined on Facebook, is to watch the wildlife. And one of the poses we're going to do now is cat pose. And imagine that it's a lynx today. So hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And you're going to exhale, round up through your back. And inhale and arch through your back. And breathe out and round up through your back. So just warming up your spine here. And breathe in and arch through your back. So breathe out, round, and you can shift back. And breathe in and arch and shift forward. Breathe out, round, shift back. Breathe in, arch, and shift forward. And keep your elbows in tight to your body. Breathe out, round, and shift back. Breathe in, arch, and shift forward. We'll do 2 more like that. And then the next thing that we see in our forest is going to be, we're going to do pigeon pose, because you're going to watch all the, pigeon is going to be symbolic of the birds in the forest. So we're going to watch all the birds in the forest. So tuck your toes under, inhale. Exhale, you're going to come into downward facing dog. Oh, yeah, downward facing dog was requested too, because dogs love the trees and you can take your dogs for walks in the forest. So you're going to take your right leg up, give it a stretch, and then bring your right knee forward to your right wrist. Reach your left leg back and long. And then you're going to fold forward for forward folding pigeon to stretch out your hips here. Nice long, slow, deep breath. And imagine Vishnu and Lakshmi watching all the beautiful morning doves in the forest. And then we'll step back into downward facing dog. And then take your left leg up and reach up. Breathe in all that beautiful prana and energy from the forest. Bring your left knee forward to your left wrist, your left heel over to your right hip bone. Reach your right leg back and long. Inhale deeply, exhale, fold forward over your bent left knee for a pigeon on your left side, taking nice long, slow, deep breaths. And imagine watching all those beautiful birds in the forest overhead. Okay, and then come back up onto all fours, and we're going to practice a variation on chaturanga, tricep push-ups, to prepare for a pose that we're going to do later. So take your hands underneath your shoulders, take your knees slightly behind your hips, and spread your fingers really wide. You're going to tuck your tailbone under, draw your navel up, back towards your spine, and lift up through your pelvic floor. So you've got Mula Bandha, draw up through your pelvic floor, your navel back to your spine, Uddiyana Bandha. And what you're going to do is you're going to inhale, bring your elbows back towards your body, and then you're going to exhale and press up. So inhale, your elbows go straight back to your knees, and exhale, press up. Keep your tailbone tucked under. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. And one more. And then you're going to sit back on your heels, stretch out your triceps, stretch out your low back. And then come on up to sitting. And so you're in the forest. Bring the soles of your feet together. And you see a beautiful butterfly. So inhale, bring your knees up, and you open them wide. Open your butterfly wings wide. Lift up nice and tall and lean forward. Okay, great. And then from butterfly, we'll go into tortoise pose. So you just take your feet and move them forward. So lots of wildlife to see in the forest. And let your spine be long here. Allow it to drape forward. Okay, so then slowly come back up. Great. And so Vishnu and Lakshmi continue on their walk through the forest, and they come to a pond, and they see some frogs. So we're going to do frog pose. Somebody actually requested this pose on Facebook. Or they didn't actually maybe request it, but the forest made them think of frogs. So we're going to do frog pose. So you're going to come onto all fours. And the way this works is you take your legs out at a 90-degree angle. Your feet are flexed, so they're also at a 90-degree angle. And you come wide. It's a stretch for your groin and your inner thighs. You want to keep your tailbone tucked under. There's a tendency for you to lift your tail, but you want to avoid that. Keep it tucked under. There's also a tendency to lean forward here to stay out of the stretch, but you got to stay tucked back and your tail tucked under. So eventually you'll be on the ground in this pose. Someday. Infinite time and no ambition. So here's your frog pose, and it's a mighty, mighty pose. It's a cowabunga pose. Long, slow, deep breaths. Keep your tailbone tucked under. Keep leaning back. It's a pretty hard edge pose. Breathing. It's probably a lot more fun catching frogs than being in frog pose. So just imagine all the fun that Lakshmi and Vishnu would have catching frogs. Vishnu teasing Lakshmi with frogs. All the things that couples do when they're having fun like that in the forest. Keep your ears back over your shoulders. Okay, so the easiest way out of this pose is to lean forward. And then you can do some windshield wipers here. Oh. Oh, we can maybe make some kindling out of my legs. Okay. Oh, for a fire. Oh, we could have done fire log pose and had a fire in the forest. Okay, great. I think we're ready to come up to standing. So let's do downward facing dog. And you can take your big step forward and come up to standing. Okay, so from standing in this forest, there are beautiful mountains. So we will do mountain pose. Vishnu and Lakshmi can stand and gaze at the beautiful mountains too. This is some beautiful forest, huh? So underneath your hip bones, your feet are parallel. Lift and spread your toes. Reach your legs down into the ground. Hip bones and pubic bone are parallel. Lengthen up through your spine. Shoulders are back in line with your hips. Ears are back over your shoulders. And stand and imagine the mountains strong and unmovable. Glorious and majestic. And of course, there are loads and loads of trees in the forest. That's what makes forests so amazing, are all the trees. So stand on your right foot, turn your left toes out to the side. You can pick up your foot and place it on the inside of your leg, either above or below your knee, but not on your kneecap. You can bring your hands to your heart center. And you can either take your hands Tim's directing me how to teach this pose from behind the camera above, which apparently is not going to be in shot, I think. I understand, Tim. So here, if you want to see my hands, but you could take your hands overhead, but it's not going to show up for you if you want. Okay, find a point to focus on that's not moving. Okay, and then go ahead and let this pose out of your body. We'll do tree pose on the other side. So stand on your left foot, reach your left leg down into the ground, pick up your right foot. You can stay on the ground if you want. You can place it on the inside of your leg, either above or below your knee. Find a point to focus on that's not moving. Take your hands at your heart center. You can keep your hands here or you can move them overhead. Feel your roots grow deep down into the ground. Imagine a big old cypress tree. And imagine Vishnu and Lakshmi enjoying their time together in the forest, hand in hand, walking through the forest amongst the trees. Relax your shoulders down your back. And draw up through your pelvic floor, draw your navel back to your spine. Then go ahead and release this pose from your body. And so they're walking through the forest and the wind picks up. And so the trees start to sway from side to side. So inhale, take your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers and exhale, palm tree pose. You're going to sway from side to side. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. And as you do this, I want you to focus on your bandhas. So draw up through your pelvic floor, draw your navel back to your spine. And one more each side. Good. And as the wind blows up, Lakshmi gets a little chilly, so she's going to curl into Vishnu. So we're going to roll down into a standing forward fold. So inhale here. Exhale, chin to chest. And you're going to roll forward into a standing forward fold, bone by bone by bone. Bend your knees. And let the crown of your head drop towards the ground. Let the back of your neck be long. So you're in a standing forward fold here. And then lift out through your pelvic floor, draw your navel back towards your spine, and then roll all the way back up to standing. Okay. And then they gaze off into the distance and they see a beautiful eagle soaring overhead. So isn't it amazing all the things they're seeing in the forest today? So stand on your left leg. You're going to cross your right leg over and hook your foot. Bring your left arm up in front and hook your right arm underneath. And then release this from your body. Shake it out. And we'll do eagle's pose on the other side. So this time you're going to bend your right leg, find a point to focus on, hook your left leg around, bring your right arm up, hook your left arm underneath. And then release this pose from your body. Well, after they saw the eagle, they heard some cawing. Caw, 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 caw. And they saw a crow. Well, so we're going to do crow pose. So don't worry, we're going to do it nice and slow and with lots of modification. So what you're going to do is come into a standing forward fold. So you're going to roll down into a standing forward fold. And you're going to bend your elbows back towards your knees so that your legs are resting on your upper arms. Okay? You're going to lift up through your pelvic floor. You're going to draw your navel back to your spine, and you're going to gaze about 2 feet in front of you. And then you're just going to lift one foot off the ground. And then you're going to lift the other foot off the ground. Okay? So you're going to try that again. Lift one foot off, and maybe the other. And you're just going to play around with that. Lift one. Maybe the other. I can't actually do the pose myself, but you're going to... It's really yoga for real people, that's right. Somebody requested crow pose, and that's where I'm at with this pose. So the pose is all about the lift. So it's you do your forward fold, you come up as high as you can on your knees, on your arms. You look 2 feet in front of you, you lift up through your bandhas, you lift one foot, and then maybe the other. And look 2 feet in front of you. And I bet if you practice that every day for a week, you'd probably have it. So it's about consistency, and it's really about the lift. So that's crow pose. So we continue on our story here. Lakshmi and Vishnu had spent all their time together courting. But Vishnu started to feel insecure. Lakshmi had all this wealth. She lived in a castle, and he was a mere forest dweller. He even began to doubt that he would ever be able to impress her enough to win her hand in marriage. His mind started to work overtime with this illusion, and he decided that the key to her heart was wealth. So, we're going to do standing keyhole pose with Kubera Mudra for wealth. So the Kubera Mudra is first 3 fingers together, thumb, index finger, and middle finger, and then your ring finger and baby finger go into the middle of your palm. In keyhole pose is you cross your left leg over the top of your right thigh and sit down. So Vishnu decides in his infinite illusion that wealth is the key to Lakshmi's heart. Material wealth, even though they've been having all this fun in the forest. He started to believe his thoughts. That's where it went wrong. Let's try this pose on the other side. You can't believe everything you think. As Eckhart Tolle says, don't take your thoughts so seriously. Okay. So, Vishnu asked Kubera, the god of wealth, for a loan, and he was granted his wish. At first, it seemed like he had everything he wanted. He was able to buy Lakshmi a huge diamond ring and ask for her hand in marriage. They were married and they bought a huge house. They bought 2 brand new cars. And they filled it with tons of furniture and all the latest technology. But of course, in no time at all, they were swimming in debt and quarreling all the time, trying to make their minimum payments each month. One night, on a full moon, they decided to stop their quarreling and take a break from their 175-inch plasma screen surround sound TV and go out into the forest. That night in the full moon, they realized what was important. Lakshmi forgave Vishnu his debt and they returned to the forest to live a simple life. So we're going to finish our class today with half moon balancing pose. So here you'll need your block. And we'll come into standing forward fold with the block and do half moon balancing pose. Okay, so you can put your block down in front of you and come into a standing forward fold. We'll do the left block on the left side first. Put it underneath your left hand. You reach your right leg up, drop your left sit bone, open up your right hip. Reach your right arm up. You can keep your gaze on the ground. That's probably easier. Once you start turning your head, it involves your inner ear, and that's when you could start to fall. Or you can turn your head slowly. I'm going to keep my gaze on the ground. So there they are in the light of the full moon, receiving the simple pleasures, the true wealth of Gaia, Mother Earth, and the forest again. Happy, happy, happy. And then release this from your body. I'll do this on the other side. So, standing forward fold, block under your right hand, reach your left leg up behind you. You're going to drop your right sit bone. Open your left arm up. We found balance in life again. Great. So that's the end of our story and the end of our class. So you can go ahead and rest back in Savasana. In Savasana, rest back and imagine you're receiving the glow of the full moon. And take this time to integrate your practice, to receive your practice. Let go of any remaining tension from your body. Release it into the ground on your next exhalation. And reflect back on this class, on Dhana Lakshmi. What stands out? What seems most significant to you? And how does that relate to the rest of your life? So what's one small thing you could do in the next day, the next 24 hours to take these teachings with you off your mat and into the world? Not a big life-altering, huge change, but just one small thing, one baby step. One little thing you could put into action. Some small insight you had today that you want to take off your mat. And then when you feel ready, you can start to wiggle and stretch out. Make your way up to seated. Just bend your knees, roll to your right side, and slowly roll up to seated. So thank you for joining me for episode 163 of Namaste Yoga. I will see you on the membership site. I'm so excited to launch the Yoga for Insomnia series this weekend. Can't wait for you guys to see all those videos. There's so many and so much great content coming to you this weekend. And I will see you next week for episode 164. Namaste.